Welcome back, everybody. Now let's take some time to talk about baseball and softball playoffs over in Maryland. We have some final scores from the first round of the tournament to bring you. Now let's begin with some baseball up there between Kent Island and North Carolina. Bucks were down 5-0, did not quit, and came all the way back to win this one 6-5. So they'll play top-seeded Queen Anne's coming up next. Easton winners over Y High. Easton will play defending champion Parkside coming up tomorrow. That should be a fantastic matchup. Cambridge South Dorchester over Kent County 3-1. Cambridge plays #1 Colonel in the 1A playoffs. And Washington 16-6 winners over Easton, or Crisfield I should say. Washington traveling to Snow Hill coming up next. And now, let's take a pause for an emotional story from Bennett earlier this week. The Clippers preparing for their regular season finale, but many will remember the name Sang-Ho Beck, the pitcher for the Clippers, who got that final punch-out in the 2019 as Bennett won the state championship in baseball, while Sang went on to pitch at George Mason University, where he tragically lost his life while undergoing Tommy John surgery. A loss felt across this region. Today, or on Monday, the Clippers class of 2020 honoring Beck with a memorial that you see there. Sang's parents on hand during the touching tribute. We saw teammates from the 2019 championship team make their way to the field to take part in the tribute. And another who was on hand was co-head coach of that championship team, Jesse Searig.
That's a tough question. Sang was an awesome kid, and so I've been thinking about him, knowing this event was coming. I've been thinking about him a lot in the last week or two, and so I always come back to his demeanor. He was polite and kind and cool under pressure, but he was also really funny and smart and humble, and I think we've done a good job, I hope, at remembering him and putting some things in place like this to help that memory and that legacy continue. And he was certainly a leader that these kids and future kids should certainly remember and look up to.
Couldn't have said it better. Searig told us more about what Bennett has done to keep Beck's memory and legacy alive, including a memorial scholarship in his honor that will be awarded for the third time at the Clippers Senior Awards coming up next week. And as for Bennett baseball, they will play at Severna coming up tomorrow. And now let's take some time to talk about the softball playoffs. North Dorchester 12-0 winners over Washington. So the state champions are still alive. Snow Hill over Pocomoke 5-2. Mardella will play Snow Hill, and North Dorchester takes on Cambridge South Dorchester coming up this weekend. And up to 2A, we've got Decatur all over Y High, and Kent Island 2-1 winners over Easton. North Carolina takes it over Parkside. So Queen Anne's will host North Carolina, and Decatur will play at home against Kent Island coming up tomorrow. And Bennett baseball taking the field tomorrow along with a dozen other Bayside schools coming up. We'll talk about this weekend's schedule and our WMDT Sports Athlete of the Week. All that and more coming up next.
This is Rich Farrell from Stephen Decatur High School, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.